We're women now, right? With that comes much responsibilities. You are the one that is responsible for the decision making in your life. You're now figuring out your life. In most cases, you're the one that's paying your bills. The direction of your life is completely and 100% your responsibility. The destination that you want to get to is solely dependent on the decisions and the actions that you make for yourself. In today's video, I want to share with you 7 things I believe you need to know as a woman. If you want to learn more, stick around. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and do not fail to hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video anytime I post. It's your girl Alicia Amor. Let's get into the video. If you're an OG, I'm always sipping on something when I'm doing these videos. So it's just the tea right now because I'm going to be giving you guys some tea. So, the first thing I want to talk about, or the first thing I want to touch on, is accountability. Accountability is such a big thing when it comes on to being a woman. We have to learn to take accountability. I feel like accountability and responsibility is all wrapped up in this one right now. Take accountability and responsibility for your own life. If you don't like where you are in life, and that could be your friendships, your relationships, your career, it is your responsibility to change that. No one can change that for you. You are the master of your own life. If you're feeling uncomfortable in your relationship, who's going to take you out of that relationship? Who are you expecting to come and save you from that relationship? It is your responsibility to make the situation better for yourself. If you're doing a job that you're not comfortable with, who is going to take you out of that job? It is your responsibility for you to figure out something else that you can do. It is your responsibility to figure out how much you can take and how much more of it you won't be able to take. It is your responsibility to know if you're ready to quit or if you want to go on much longer in the job. It is no one's responsibility. No one is coming to save you. It is all on you. Take accountability for your own life. You are the master of your life. Everything is in your hands. The decisions that you need to make for yourself, no one else can make them for you. The situation that you are in life is really because of no one but yourself. No matter where you're coming from, no matter how hard the struggles was, no matter how bad the situation is, at the end of the day, you have a choice. You can choose to sit and complain. You can choose to vent every single day. You can choose to return to the same situation every single day and nothing changes. Or you can choose to make a decision to fix whatever it is that is bothering you, to fix whatever it is that is making you uncomfortable or unhappy. The decision is completely and utterly 100% up to you. And until you learn to take accountability for your situation that you are in, then everything will be stagnant. Nothing will change. You will forever be running around trying to put the blame on everybody else but yourself. And that is going to lead you nowhere. Just stuck. So, taking accountability is something that we need to start doing as women. If you've already been doing it, kudos to you. I guarantee you that you are moving forward in your life. But if you're somebody that's always blaming people for your downfalls, or you're blaming people for the reason why you are in a particular situation, or if you're someone that's just sitting there waiting for someone to come and save you, maybe I don't know, maybe like a white man or a nice tall dark skinned man on a white or a black horse. I don't know what you're waiting on. But the reality check is no one is coming to save you. That girl that you keep admiring on social media, wishing for her life to be yours, newsflash, that may never be your story. That may never be your story. That may never be your reality. And so, therefore, in order for your life to change, you have to make different decisions for yourself, and you have to be the one to take full accountability and make the decision to change it for you. Are you just gonna sit around moping, complaining all day, hoping for situations to fix themselves? Ask yourself that question. You are the reason why you are in this position. Whether you want to hear it or not, that is the truth. Get your big girl panties on. Take responsibility for the position that you are in right now. You have no one to blame for the direction of your life but yourself. Personally, I am a solution person. I hate to sit around and mope about anything that is making me uncomfortable or bothering me. Automatically my brain just get into solution mode. Once I identify that something is a bother to me, I automatically just start challenging myself on how I am going to fix it. Because I like my peace and I don't like to lose sleep over anything. I don't believe that I should be losing sleep over anything, as a matter of fact. So, right away, as soon as something becomes a problem, I'm going to start thinking, how am I going to fix this? The last thing I want to do is to be complaining to people and making people unhappy about my situation. That's the last thing I want to do. So I'm always going to try to figure out, how am I going to resolve this? How am I going to make my situation better? How am I going to get me to the place that I want to be in? Whether it be you're seeking peace, or whether it be you need to find another job that is not stressing you out that much, whether it is your relationship that is not working out, you are the one that is responsible for fixing that. Your mother can't do it for you, your father can't do it for you, your cousin can't do it for you. No matter how much advice people give to you, at the end of the day, the decision is ultimately on you. No matter what you have been through, you are the captain of your ship. No one is coming to save you. Stop sitting down waiting for a rich man. Stop sitting down waiting for God to come down on his chariot horse. You are ultimately responsible for your destiny. It is you. The responsibility is really on you, and I'm emphasizing on that because I feel like a lot of people are in their 12 and 13-year-old brains thinking that they should either be blaming someone else for their downfall, or just thinking that someone is going to come. I understand manifestation, I understand prayers, I understand faith, all of that makes sense. But faith without works is dead. If you're not doing something, then nothing can get done. You have to put in action, you have to go in action mode. You have to be the person to get up and start to get the ball rolling, outside of praying, outside of faith, outside of manifesting, so that things can take a turnaround. Stop looking to people for directions and for them to give you the handouts or the recipe for success. The recipe for success is really you. I mean, people can give you their opinions, people can share their experiences, and you can take from that what you can. But please remember, everybody's story won't be your story. And so, therefore, you have to do your own research, have an understanding of things for yourself. Somebody else's experience and your experiences might not be the same experience. So, you can only take pointers from others, pointers that can perhaps help you on your journey, but you need to also do your own research. Do your own research. It's important. Stop waiting for handouts. Nobody is obligated to you. Nobody at all on this earth is obligated to you. Nobody is obligated to do anything for you, and nobody is obligated to give you anything. It is your responsibility. It is for you to take accountability and understand that it is all in you, and take the responsibility and lead yourself to the destination that you want to get to. If you're over the age of 25-year-old right now in your life and still walking around with the mindset of a 13 or a 16-year-old, you're a mentally handicapped person. And that's just the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. You're a mentally handicapped person that is stunting your own growth. Take responsibility and take on the challenge of changing your life. All right, so the next thing I need to touch on is learning to have uncomfortable conversations and dealing with conflicts. So life is going to life. Regardless of what you think or how much you say to yourself, or could be you alone in the dark room with nobody to talk to. You could be one of those persons that just try to stay by yourself just to avoid people because you don't like confrontations. Life is going to life, and you are going to be placed in situations and conversations that are just going to be very difficult and challenging. And the best way to get through that is you're going to have to know how or learn how to have conflict solving skills to help you get through these difficult conversations or these difficult conflicts. Learn how to stand on your boundaries during this time, most importantly. Learn how to care about others' feeling, but also learn how to care about your feelings too, even in difficult conversations. Sometimes, as human beings, depending on your personality, you might be faced with a very challenging conversation, and you want to be so understanding to someone else's point, to the fact that you forget your own self and forget that the reason why you want to set these boundaries is because that thing is affecting you too. So in difficult conversations, you have to be understanding to other person's feelings, but you also have to remember that your feelings is important too, and you have to learn to set those boundaries. Care about your own opinion of who you are and what you stand for, irrespective of what anyone else feels or think. Stop trying to be good enough for people that aren't even good enough for you. There's a lot of times where, as human beings, we really, really try to put ourselves out there for people. We try to put ourselves out there for people, and we try to always, present ourselves in the best light because, we just want these people to like us so much. But you have to also understand that sometimes these people aren't even good for you. They shouldn't be on any journey with you. They shouldn't be a chapter in your book. They should just not be present in your life. And if you have to find yourself going hard to make yourself seem appealing or accepting to anyone in life, that person is just not meant to be in your life in the first place. Because one thing I know about energy is it flows, and you do not have to work hard in any situation if it's supposed to be. Back to the topic of like conflict solving. My take on conflict solving is really learning to understand people and who they are. And sometimes that really and truly take a lot of energy trying to learn people. I used to find myself adjusting a lot just to accommodate people's personality because I'm that type of person that just genuinely do not want to hurt anyone's feelings. I was that type of person that genuinely just didn't want to hurt people's feelings. I'm a cancer. My mouth bad. My bad pa my mouth. I don't trouble people. I stay in my own lane. I stay in my own little corner. But if you come for me and disturb my little peace, I get dark. I can get really dark. My mouth can go from 0 to 100 real quick. And so for me, because I know how I am, I literally try to avoid people because the things that goes on in my head sometimes is is not to be seen. You understand? So for that reason, I like to just stay in my little corner. I don't want to be troubling anybody because I know that I how I can get if I was supposed to get angry. But that led me into a lot of unnecessary conflicts. And so throughout time, I had to learn, listen, not everything deserves a response, not every reaction deserves me to react. And I had to learn, I had to learn really and truly how to either communicate my feelings rationally, regardless of how you want to take it. In my head, I'm doing the best at trying to communicate how I feel to you. But you also have to remember that some people are just very, very ignorant, and no matter how you try to communicate with them rationally, their reaction to that might still be negative. But you just have to hold the reins in the situation and understand that, listen, regardless of that personal reaction, you are not trying to lower yourself to their standards, and you just have to set some boundaries. Learning how to have uncomfortable conversations and dealing with conflicts is a very, very big topic, because that is also something that is hard for us as humans, especially if you have to deal with people on a daily that are just crippling, and that's just the best word I can use to describe it. But you just have to know that if you want peace within yourself, you really and truly just cannot react to everything, and you cannot give everybody a reaction. One thing that I like to tell myself to help me with avoiding people is resist the devil and they will flee. And that has been working for me. I will be around and you can hear someone saying something about you. You can hear the worst things. And I can choose not to react because I know, first of all, if it's not going to pay me, if no money is going to come from it, I don't need to be screaming at you. I don't need to be screaming at my phone. I don't need to be screaming at anyone. I'm too grown for that. And as females, we need to be cute. We need to be demure. We don't need to be out in the streets screaming and shouting at people. That just don't make no sense, especially if you're not getting paid to do that. I don't see how that can make any sense. Some situations you just have to learn to avoid. You just have to learn in life that you cannot give your energy to everything. You cannot react to everything. And if you should react, try to find the best ways to react. Try to communicate rationally. And if you're dealing with someone that just not accepting rationality, then you just have to learn that that is someone that you may need to avoid. You may need to avoid that person just to stop yourself from going out of character, from lowering your standards, or from getting yourself in situations where you may have to act out of character unwillingly. Cause people, human beings can dry you out like that. Human beings can be so irritating and so annoying and so aggravating to the point where you can be in your best self and have the best conflict resolution skills, and a person just make you have to just go out of character. It happens. We're human beings, and that is totally understandable. But for the most part, we just have to figure out ways of communicating our feelings to people without it becoming a big brawl. And if you find that it's impossible for you to communicate to someone, then the best thing for you to do is just avoid that person, stay out of their way. If it's a work situation, when you go to work, try to be as respectful as possible, because that is work. If you can avoid speaking to the persons, avoid speaking to them. If you have to speak to them for a work related issue, then just address what needs to be addressed and then keep it pushing. There is no need for any reactions. There is no need for cut ties. Remember, we are grown and we should be focusing on our goals. We shouldn't be focusing on conflicts and arguing with people. All right. So, as this is my next thing that I think you need to know as a woman, is how to resolve conflicts rationally. So, another piece of advice that I think you need to know as a woman is that you should not be telling your friends and families everything about you. Stop telling people everything about you, whether it's regarding your relationship or an opportunity, especially if it's an issue you have not yet figured out, or an opportunity that has not yet come through for you. Girl, listen, keep it to yourself. And that's one of the best advice that I can give you as a woman. And that's something that you need to know as a woman, for real, for real, for real. That's something that you need to know as a human being overall. Note, not everyone that smiles in your face has the best intention for you, and that is whether it is friends or families. You have people that are literally around you, sitting, waiting, and praying for your downfall. If you have an opportunity that's coming up, especially if this opportunity has not yet come through, pay upon a sign, the agreement is not yet completed, do not say a word about this opportunity until it comes through. Wait until it comes through before saying anything, because you have to just understand that there's people around you that do not want you to succeed. There are literally people around you that are smiling in your face every single day that's also behind your back praying for your downfall. That is merely whether out of jealousy or just them just hating on you. They just hate on you, and that's just the type of people that they are. We can't speak on those people. We can't say why they are how they are, but I can just let you know, as old people would have said, not everything good for eat, good for talk. Keep your mouth hush hush, girl, especially in relationships. If you're entering into a new relationship, you don't need to share every single detail about your past. If you can refrain from speaking about your past in a new relationship, do that. Just say things that are necessary. If a relationship is new, I don't want to be burdened with all your past traumas. Time will let me catch up with that. If we are supposed to be together for a long time, over time I will learn about those traumas. But when a relationship is new and you're getting to know someone, I believe the worst thing you can do is just try to overshare or tell this person too much about you, because best believe you might think you have found a friend and not even realizing that with all these traumatic experiences that you're sharing with this individual, you might just be turning this person away from you. Even if you're sharing good stuff, it could be too much good stuff or too much good situations that you've had in the past. You could also be turning this person off from you based on just oversharing or just saying too much. So it is always good to not share too much information, whether you're entering into new relationships, don't overshare, or whether it is an opportunity that's coming up. Just know that words sometimes can make and they can also break you. So the less you say, the better for you. Also, one of the reasons why you should not be running your mouth too much or oversharing or just telling your friends and families everything. People like to speak fear into things. Let's use an idea, for example. You might come up with an idea and you wholeheartedly believe that you can bring this idea to life. You might share it with your friend or your family, and they are the ones, best believe, that are going to tell you all the reasons why this might not work for you and why you should not try it. A lot of the times we listen to our friends and our family's opinions of what they think will work for us and what won't work for us, and we do not take the risk and jump, and we miss out on a beautiful opportunity. I can tell you that for myself. I remember one time I wanted to do something so badly and my friend convinced me not to do it, and they told me all the reasons why I shouldn't do it and why it would be bad for me, my reputation, and my brand. And I was like, you know what, I don't feel like I'm gonna listen to you. I wholeheartedly believe that this is a good thing that I could be doing for me, and I went against the grains and what they thought, and I went out and I did what I thought would work for me, and it did work for me. And the only thing I could remember saying to the person is, if I had listened to you, I wouldn't have had this opportunity. And I remember thinking about it for a long time, and it taught me something. Not every time you get an opportunity you share it with someone and they tell you that, listen, I don't think this is a good opportunity for you, or I don't think this is a good idea, this might not work out. Not all the time their opinion is bliss, and so therefore you have to learn to not share everything with your friends and family. To be honest, I don't even share nothing these days. Like, I just be focused on me, I just be working on me, I just be trying to, just put my ideas forward, and just, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But what I don't want is for someone to tell me, hey, listen, that's not gonna work for you, I don't believe that's gonna work for you. That's an absolute turn off, and just negative energy that you're putting into my atmosphere, and I don't want that. And sometimes people speak fear into things because they don't think it's possible for themselves, and because they don't think it's possible for themselves, they also don't think it's possible for you. And so they're going to highlight all the negative reasons as to why you shouldn't do something. So please don't be telling people everything about you. If you can do without sharing anything, don't share nothing at all. If you're the kind that likes to vent, or you always want to get things off your mind or off your chest, you may need to consider journaling. Get you a journal, and whenever you have a load of things on your mind, just write it in your journal. If you have ideas too, you can just share them with your journal. Just have your journal as a best friend where you can just go to when you have loads of things on your mind and just write in that journal. You can even try voice messaging yourself or use that voice memo option on your phone. You know, anytime you just feel like you want to express yourself, just take up your phone, click record, and just start recording yourself, girl. Just talk to that phone and have that phone as your friend. Because half the times we go venting to our friends, we don't even need their feedback. We don't even need their opinion. They will be telling us what they want to tell us, and we're not listening. Because at the end of the day, you're still going to be doing what you want to do. So I believe that it is best that you start journaling or start talking to that phone, girl. Take up that voice memo and just get those heartfelt messages in there or those ideas in there, because you just don't want to be telling people everything about you for all the reasons that I just mentioned and more. Don't get me wrong, it's one thing if you're having a difficult time making a decision on something and you feel like, you want to get someone else's opinion. You maybe want to ask a family member or your friend what they think. No problem there. You can always go ahead, feel free to ask them their opinion. As long as it's not something about an opportunity that, you might not be ready to share with them as yet because it don't come through. If you're going to have to ask them their opinion, find a way for kind of just like change up the story a little bit and make it not seem so much about you, and tell them what you have to tell them in a different way, or let them feel like it is about someone else and you just ask their opinion, but don't highlight the fact that this is about you, or it's about a relationship that you are in and you need their advice, or it's about an opportunity that you're going to get or you're being given and you want their advice. No, in this day and time, it's best not to share, even with your partner. So, a lot of people may not agree with me when I say this, but even with your partner, I don't believe that it is best to share everything with your partner. And by partner, I mean established relationships. I don't even mean new relationships. There's Honesty definitely is something that should be included in a relationship, but there's certain things that you do not have to or feel compelled to share with your partner. As long as it's nothing medical related, as long as it's nothing, some things, some opportunities too, you don't need to share with your partner, because best believe, and I'm not gonna lie, and I mean a lot of people can agree when I say this, that sometimes you're sleeping with your enemy. Sometimes you might be in a relationship and you might be the person that is, the one that is getting all the opportunities. Maybe you are the one that is more higher paid. And I mean, the women, I mean, you can be in a relationship as a woman with a man and you're getting paid more than your husband. And sometimes that these type of things make men feel inferior, and sometimes the man that you lie down with is that you think, is really not the man that you really know. You know what I mean? And you might be sleeping with the enemy. You might be sleeping with the devil. And especially with your finances. I don't believe as a woman you should tell a man every dollar that you have. And with a man, I don't think a woman needs to know every dollar that you have either. Some things are just not, you don't have to. It's not a must. I mean, if you decide to do that within your relationship, then that's 100% and completely, up to you guys as a couple. But I don't feel like if I enter into a relationship and I don't feel like letting you know every single dollar and cent that's in my bank account, or sharing all of my financial details with you, I don't feel like I need to feel compelled to do that. And I don't even expect the man to feel compelled to do that with me either, because what I don't want for myself, I don't want it for you. It depends on your situation, but I just feel like in certain cases, you shouldn't even be sharing like everything about your finances with your partner. And that's just me. I mean, you can agree, you can disagree, we can agree to disagree, but that's just my take on that. Everything doesn't need to be shared. Some things you just need to shut your mouth, girl. Shut your mouth. All right. Just shut your mouth. It's best if you just shut your mouth. Let me get into my next advice. Stop seeking external validation for your decisions. By that, I just mean asking people what they think, asking people what you should wear, asking people what you should say, asking people where you should go. Stop giving people the opportunity to run your life for you. Spend time with yourself and learn who you are. Learn what you like. Learn the things that you should know about you. Love yourself and trust your own judgment. Spend some time doing research on the things you want to know. You can't always want to run to people for everything. Believe it or not, some people are truly unable to make a decision for themselves. And you can't and should not give anyone full reins over your life because you are unable to make a decision for yourself. If you can't trust yourself to make a decision, then you need to ask yourself why, and you need to spend some time and figure out what you can do to change that situation for yourself. Because looking to people to validate your self worth is just giving them too much power. And this is how sometimes you end up in situations that you're not supposed to be in because you oftentimes give away your power by just trying to validate everything with people. Trust your own instinct, trust your own judgment. Learn you, learn about you. Remember, a girl is powerless and a woman is powerful. When you're transitioning from a girl to a woman, remember that a girl is powerless and a woman is powerful. When you're a girl or a little girl, you have to depend on others. You might have to depend on your parents or your guardians. But when you're a woman, the responsibility and the direction of your life is completely and 100% yours. And you can't just always just be giving away that power to people. You have to learn yourself, learn about you, do some research, spend time with yourself, learn what you like, learn what you don't like, learn what triggers you, learn pet peeves, learn bad habits, learn about you and become confident with who you are and what you like. That way you won't have to always be running to people, to validate your decisions. Mind you, if you're having real complex, you know, problems with making a decision on something, ain't nothing wrong with going to ask your friend or your family for advice, as I mentioned before. But when you have some people that do not know how to make a decision for themselves, and with every single situation, they have to seek validation from someone else. That is not good. That is giving away your power. The next advice that I would like to share is moving through life confidently and boldly. This is something that you definitely need as a woman. Confidence is key in every single room. Make me believe you, girl, even if it is not true. Get up, get dressed, show up. Show up as your best self in every situation, every single day, in every situation that you need to go and represent yourself. Show up as your best self, no matter where you are from. Put on your clothes, put on your makeup, put your hair together, get dressed, smell good, go outside and represent confidently and boldly. You need to be confident to survive in this world. Best believe the people that are cold shouldered and locked up in the corner don't get seen. It's the girls that are confident that are the social influencers. Don't you see that? It's the girls that are confident that are putting themselves out there and creating opportunities for themselves. You have to be confident. You cannot get up every day and say, oh my God, I have social anxiety, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to do this. I don't want to be around that type of person and expect things to happen. You have to be confident. You have to be confident in yourself. You have to be confident in your decisions. You have to be confident in your move. You just have to be confident 100%. And that's something that you need to work on. If you're not a confident person, you just have to work on becoming confident because confidence is key in every single room. People respect and admire you more when you're confident. And if you are not respecting and admiring yourself, why should anybody else feel compelled to do so? You have to respect yourself. You have to show up for yourself. You have to be confident. You have to be bold. You can't be expecting people to be all over you and worshiping you and all of this when you don't even worship yourself. You don't even value yourself. You can't expect people to value you when you don't even value yourself. It shows, I can tell you when a girl is confident. It's in the way how she moves, it's in the way how she talks, it's the way how she show up. Sometimes you don't even have to say anything. Just the way how you look, the way how you stand, the way how you present yourself has confidence written all over it. So, something that I think you need to know as a woman, you need to be confident and bold. And this is regardless of your flaws, regardless of whatever flaws you have, you need to just accept those flaws and move boldly with them. Don't be afraid. Go out there. And just remember that we all have flaws. Every single person, no matter how beautiful you see a girl look, she have something about herself that she just don't like or she wish was different. We all have flaws. You won't be able to identify that that person is having an issue with themselves because they're not showing it. They're not walking around, slouching around, looking for sympathy or having sympathy on their faces. No, them out there, them outside, they're confident. Confidence is key in every room. Even the girls that do BBLs, no matter how many times they go to do the BBLs, they keep showing up again, asking the doctor to fix something else on their body because they still are finding things that they're not comfortable with. Them fix the nose, them fix the teeth, them fix the face, them fix the booty, them fix the breast, and they're still finding more and more things to continue fixing because they keep finding flaws, because nobody is perfect and you're never ever going to get to that level of perfection ever. And you have to also remember that someone is always going to be better. Someone is always going to be more beautiful. Someone is always going to have a brighter smile. Someone is always going to dress better. Someone is always going to look better. It's just for you to own what you have and flaunt what you have and just show up. Show up at all times and just be yourself. Confidence is key in every room. Know yourself. That's my next advice. You have to know yourself. And this is basically just bouncing right off confidence and being confident. Know yourself. Nobody else can know you like how you supposed to know you. No matter who them is, them can't trick you. You're supposed to know yourself. I know my bad habits. I know where I fall short. I know my pet peeves. I know the things that can trigger me. I know the good things about me. Ain't nobody know more about me than me. I know what makes me uncomfortable. I know what I will and will not tolerate. And you need to know these things too. Recognize what life is trying to teach you. Recognize the people in your life and why they're there and the purpose that they serve. Know why you are the way you are. Peel back those layers, girl. Get to know you on a real, deep, intimate level. Take joy in getting to know yourself. What triggers you? Why it triggers you? This is the beauty of life. The beauty of life is learning yourself and continuing to grow. And we will always grow because as long as we're living, there is so much more that we will have to learn over and over. Sometimes we have to relearn things because we'll make mistakes. It is very important for you to know yourself, know who you are, know what you're about, know what you stand for. Because if you stand for nothing, you fall for anything, and that's just the truth. So you just have to know your boundaries, know you. And once you know yourself and your shortcomings, do not allow those things to define you. In fact, once you know yourself and your shortcomings, you will definitely be a confident person. You're not going to allow these things, your flaws or your shortcomings, to define you. No matter who you are, you just is who you is. It don't matter, and that's so good or bad. If you're somebody who just love to cuss, I just you that. Show up as you and be confident because that is you. If you can't help it, I mean, you might need to work on yourself, but for now, that's who you are and that's who you can be until you change. If you're someone that likes to party, if you're someone that likes to shop, if you're someone that love man, regardless of who you are, know yourself. And if it is bad or good, it don't matter. Just show up and be the best you that you can be. If it is a bad situation and you will have to change, life is going to teach you. Best believe that. Some people hard for learn, some people have to relearn, some people it take lengths of time before them learn. But the best thing is, that that is who you are, and you're not trying to change yourself to fit into what society believe that you should be. Everybody have different personalities. Everybody has several different minds. So if you are the drunkro, you just have to be the drunkro. If you are the crosses, you just have to be the crosses until things change. But if you don't know that, you understand, then you might be confused and conflicted to who you are as a person. So this is why it's important for you to know yourself. As the Bible says, know thyself. Define what a perfect woman is and what it looks like to you, and that will help you with understanding your womanhood. The last thing on my list of things that I believe that you should know as a woman is also understanding that it is never too late. It is never too late for anything at all. It is never too late to grow. It is never too late to change. It is never too late to go after your dreams. It is never too late. And don't let anybody tell you that, girl, you're too old for do this, or girl, you're too old for do that. It is never too late to do anything. If you believe that you want to do something and you can do it, put your best foot forward, go out there and get it done. It's never too late to try. It's never too late for anything. Believe me. Don't be ashamed of how old you are. Don't be afraid of how long it might take. Don't be afraid of how long it's taking to stick. Don't be ashamed of how long it's taking you to get it all together. Shaming yourself is definitely not productive and it will not get you anywhere. Feeling guilty is definitely not productive and it will definitely not get you anywhere. No matter how long it takes, keep going until those wheels fall off. Believe in yourself, focus on you, focus on now, focus on the next step that you need to take towards your goal or towards your dreams. Focus on what you need to be doing right now and just understand that it is never too late to try. It is never too late to try and create a better life for yourself. And it's never too late to become a better version of yourself. I know I did share with you that this would be 7 things that I wanted to share with you that I believe that you should know as a woman. But I'm going to add a next one to that list, and that is know God. With God in the midst of everything, you cannot fail. We need to know God, know who He is, know what He requires of us, and give Him whoever your God is, because no people don't love to hear about God, but whoever your God is, whether it is Allah, whether it is Buddha, whether it is whoever you praise, whoever you give thanks to for waking you up in the morning, just put Him in the midst of everything. Let's put Him in the middle of everything that you're doing, and just know that with Christ in the vessel you can smile at the storm, and just know that when you give the Almighty the praises that He deserves, all the blessings come down. So this is also something that you need to know as a woman. You need to know God. Include Him in your daily life, include His words in your daily living. Trust me, use the Bible as a manual each and every day to get through situations, to get through conflicts, to get through depressive states, to get through uncertainty, to get through whatever it is that you're having issues with in life. The Bible have something in there where can, help you along the way. So include God in your daily life. That is something also that you need to know as a woman. You need to know God. All right, guys, so that's all the tips I had to share with you today. I hope something from this video will be very useful to someone. I hope you can take away something from this video. I hope I didn't bore you guys too much. And if you want to see me do more sit down videos like these where we can chit chat about certain situations, let me know in the comment section. I really want to know what you guys think about the video. Don't be afraid to share your comments and to share your feedback in the video. I'm always looking forward to that. I'm always looking forward to engaging with you in my comment section. If you are new to this channel, please make sure that you subscribe so that you don't miss another video when I post. And guys, I'm also asking you to turn the post notifications on, because when I check my analytics, I noticed that YouTube is not really sending out notifications to a lot of you. So a lot of you are not really knowing when I post. So if you've not turned the post notification on, please go ahead and do so now so that you can be notified every single time I post a video. It's your girl Alicia Amor, and even though we're inside today, you don't know what I have to say. Pretty badness outside. See you guys in my next video. Love you, me amors. You still watching? Thank you. But why you don't subscribe yet? Click that red button below right now. Subscribe to the channel, man. Big up yourself. Thank you.